The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18 plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Excuse me! Taxi!
What are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go to Professor John Yoo, of course, the great legal expert. He's also, by the way, he's everywhere. He is also a senior research fellow with the University of Texas at Austin. So he's got everything covered. Professor Yoo, we love you. Let's start with if we could, I don't know if you heard, John was just talking with the assistant U.S. attorney there in California, and we were talking about birthright citizenship, too. He was saying his daughter-in-law, that was interesting. She goes back to what, John? She went back to her old house.
Her old home, because she wanted to see her own home. And there's 40 cots in there with pregnant Chinese women.
Like a birthright.
And then I said to her,
right?
She's going to be on Sunday's show. And she said to me, there are hundreds of homes like that in California.
I mean, what can be done about this birthright citizenship or tourism or who knows what in this case, Professor Yoo?
Oh, this is a case of what they call birth tourism, where people are coming specifically to have children so that they can benefit from the rule that the Supreme Court reaffirmed earlier this week. So seems to me the best way to stop this is to make it illegal for people to come here to try to have children. I've heard some.
And I heard the Supreme Court said, Supreme Court says we're not going to stop it. You have a good time.
And then, but DOJ's looking into it, right? I think DOJ, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the Supreme Court has said that there's no way to change it by saying if you're born here, you're not a citizen. But that doesn't mean that the Justice Department and the government can't stop the practice.
Yes.
So, for example, if there are these homes and businesses, I think they advertise on the Internet, those can be broken up.
Now, when they made the executive order, did they make a mistake? Should they have put down that birthright people to come in as tourists are not eligible to become citizens, or migrants that come in are not eligible to become citizens? Criminals that come in from other countries uninvited are not eligible to become citizens?
I do think that the executive order was so broad that it triggered the court into issuing a broad decision too. The executive order didn't just apply to temporary tourists or people here for a short period of time.
I think the Supreme Court we would have won if that if it was more specific.
Yeah, I do too.
It's hard to tell, but because the executive order said, no one who was born to parents here who aren't in the country legally, which not just includes birth tourists, but includes people who do want to stay here permanently, but they haven't been able to do so legally, that I think caused the court to say, well, we're going to settle this issue for everybody once and for all. It's a very broad opinion and doesn't really give any area for future, I would say future executive or legislative branch action. So you have to instead target the people who are coming here or target them while they're here. This is, you can use similar approaches that the government uses against organized crime or drug trafficking or human trafficking, which is to go after the businesses that profit from this.
Oh, that's it. So, so what would you charge them with? Like, I saw yesterday, actually, a case, Professor Yoo. It was a woman from Russia. And she said, I paid $50,000 so I could stop over essentially, for a few hours, have my baby. And now I'm leaving. And so there's this whole business operation.
And then these are legal 18. When they become 18 years old, they invite their entire family to come to the United States.
And get U.S. benefits, everything.
I mean, this is horrible.
So what can you do legally, Professor John Yoo? What do you do in a case like that?
According to the Supreme Court, you can't answer the problem by saying that child who's born here is not a citizen, but you can try to stop that Russian woman from coming to the United States in the first place. You can arrest her or fine her while she's here. You could say that she and the business, you could go after the businesses, the people who receive the $50,000 and try to, because I think what you have to do is, as you do with all criminal cases, you have to cause such a disincentive that people won't engage in this practice anymore. And from what I can tell, the statistics are hard to come by exactly, but it looks like it could be a low of maybe 100,000 babies born this way to maybe as a high as 300,000 a year. So I don't think it would take a lot to be able to reduce those numbers if the government's really willing to put the resources into it.
Wow, that could be interesting. Hey, listen, before we let you go, I had to ask you this. John and I were talking this morning. It's like, this is a doozy, Professor John Yoo. In California, and this guy, Scott Wiener, he's running for Nancy Pelosi's seat. He's a state senator, and they were going to legislatively push this ban that would have banned, it seems pretty easy, sex offenders from holding public office in California, right? And this guy stepped in and said, no, that's essentially not nice to do to the sex offenders, that he thinks some of them should hold some sort of different public positions, including school board.
Oh, my God.
I mean, had they lost their mind in California?
Oh, yeah. We've lost our minds long ago. This is just another in a long list of truly crazy policies out here, which are gradually making California unaffordable and unlivable. And there's just so much of this kind of performative politics out here. I mean, you don't have to talk about it. We could just talk about a policy the Supreme Court properly struck down here, which made it illegal under California law, for example, for any teacher or employee of the state to tell parents of a child that they wanted to change genders. And the Supreme Court struck that down this year, saying that infringed on the right of the parents to raise their children properly. That's just more and more examples of the crazy policies out here.
Well, Professor Yoo, anything else you want to tell a million people that are listening?
Well, I hope everybody enjoys the July 4th holiday, the 250th. And it's a reminder that the power of, we don't get our rights from the power of the government. We have rights first. And that the government gets its powers only to protect our rights, not to try to change them or invent new ones that are not permitted by the understandings in the Declaration of Independence.
Thank you. Have a great 4th of July. Have a great 250 years. And let's pray common sense comes to California.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy 4th.
The Marine Toys for Tots foster care program is bringing hope to children who need it most. Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care, often with only a small bag of belongings. More than 400,000 children face trauma and uncertainty, many before age 8. This May, during Foster Care Awareness Month, Toys for Tots is creating Room for Joy. In 2025, nearly 375,000 children received comfort through toys, books, and essentials, reminding them they are not alone. Donate now and change a child's life.